Joins me now. Martin, good morning to you.
Good morning, Frank.
Good to talk to you today. Why are the Green Party promoting lunacy, do you think? What is it that they're saying that's troubling you?
Sorry, friend. I'm just going to segue for a minute, just after listening to the show there this morning. My heart absolutely breaks for those ladies and for Liam and the people of Dundrum. I just want to say that before we go off topic, because I really thought they'd done such a good job in actually trying to do this the right way, trying to use legal means, and it's just my heart's broken, absolutely broken. And I know some of the people out there, and it's just.
You were at some of those meetings, Martin, and they were peaceful meetings. They were,
everything. Look, I purposely stayed away from Dundrum because Dundrum made it very clear that they were going to do it themselves as a community. I was at the start, and I met some people there, and we had some conversations. And I know how the media works, and I was there. No, I will not be an asset to these people. So obviously we have members who aren't front facing out there that actually live in the community, that have worked with the Dundrum. Says no, but it's heartbreaking to hear that, to hear the pain in those people's voices. It's just our government have completely lost the plot. They've completely lost the plot, and we're going to be talking about the Green Party. They're a major part of the problem. Roger O'Gorman.
And tell me about the Green Party. What aspect of their policy are you taking issue with at the moment?
This goes back to somebody who had on there last week, just in relation to basically saving the planet through taxation and talking about CO2 targets. And it's sorry, now it's actually hard to talk about this, Fran, when what is going on in Dundrum, because the Green Party lunacy it's a different kind of lunacy I want to talk about this morning. Roger O'Gorman's integration policy, and even listening there that his department don't, after they dump these people, these trafficked human beings, these commodities that they've been turned into, they just walk away. That's absolutely disgraceful.
Do you mean in terms of services and the like? Is that what you're saying to me?
So the Department of Integration is trafficking human bodies for profit, and let's just call a spade a spade. That's what it is. There's a small amount of individuals making an absolute fortune. Most of them don't pay tax in Ireland out of these plantations, and Roger Gorman is 90% responsible for what's happening here.
Now, you know what he would say to you is that this is an emergency situation. They need to find accommodation.
Brian, it's time everybody stop tiptoeing around this. It's not an emergency situation. This is a situation created by the government, by this man who invited people to this country in 15 different languages to come here, and we'll give you turnkey accommodation in 4 months. This man is responsible. This Green Party leader is responsible for what is happening here in this country, and he needs to be held to account, and the whole government needs to be held to account. People need to wake up. Dundrum has shown people that the system does not work, because despite their best efforts, they took the legal route. They did everything right. Everything good citizens should do. They eliminated any troublemakers. They got very, very tight. They told people, we don't want outside help. We want to do this ourselves as a community. As a community, they did sterling work. And basically, they're getting the same treatment as people who took different approaches up the country. The guards are there. The public order unit is there. The riot squad will be there to pull people off the street if they sit down and have a peaceful protest. I witnessed it myself in Clonmel. It's just, this society is falling. I don't know why more people can't see this. Society is actually collapsing around their ears. You can see what's happening in the UK. They're about 3-4 years ahead of us in relation to the immigration issues, and obviously there's other social issues as well. But we're facing into some really dark times, and people need to wake up. They need to pull the finger out now and wake up and realise that your government no longer represents you. They're not representatives. They're a dictatorship force that are just telling us what to do. They serve us, not the other way around.
There's quite a few people, though, in this country, Martin, that would be supportive of what the Department of Integration is doing, and would be supportive of what Roderick O'Gorman is doing, and would be very critical of people who would protest against that.
Most of them work for the government or are getting paid by an NGO. A third of our pay force either works for the government or is some form of NGO. So I'm not buying it. Sick and tired of beating around the bush. The government does not represent the people. It's as simple as that. The people are saying no in different communities, and the government is saying tough, and just using the jackboots of the state to push this on people. It's not right. It's not fair. But look, people need to wake up. There's a general election coming. If you're not voting for an independent or a new nationalist party, you're doing your country harm. It's as simple as that at this stage. Because
you see in the polls, I mean, Fine Gael riding high in the polls, Martin. So does that not put pay to some of what you're saying to me?
Brian, have you ever been polled?
No.
Yeah, well, there's your answer. Because neither have I, and I don't know anybody else that's ever been polled either.
Yeah, there was an attempt for to get me involved in the poll on social media, I know, but do you mean a proper Ipsos poll?
You're Red C poll or
no, I haven't. No, I haven't. No.
And try and find me somebody who has. So the polls are just another manipulation tool.
Well, you know, I mean, there's very reputable firms that do that sort of thing, so it's important to point that out.
RTE were once known as a reputable firm.
What do you think the end of this is going to be? Because, I mean, the numbers are going to continue coming in. We're still talking about 20,000 plus per year. We're
going to see a complete collapse in social cohesion. We're actually, the social contract is broken, and we're going to see a complete collapse in social cohesion. The services are going to continue to be stretched. So our health service, our education services, they're basically going to fall into, they won't work anymore, they won't function anymore, and that will lead to, and you're talking a couple of years time, that will lead to kind of lower education. We know education is everything. You're going to get more and more fractured society. You're going to get the gap between the left and the right is just going to get wider and wider. There will be no middle ground anymore, and we just descend into chaos and anarchy.
And does it help at all to read on the Irish Times today that nearly 1,100 deportation orders have been issued to asylum seekers over the last 6 months, with plans to charter planes and enforce removals now, and that's at an advanced stage, according to Minister McEntee. Does that make you feel any better?
How many have been implemented?
I don't have the figure, but I would imagine it's a low figure. Yeah,
it's than 60. So listen. The government know what they're doing. They're playing the election game, so they know they have to do something. There's an election coming up, so they're going to be, we're hard on. It's all absolute and utter.
All right, Martin, will you forgive me, because we were to talk about another issue, but I must go back to Dundrum now, I hear. So will you forgive me, Martin, and we'll continue this conversation at another time. Is that okay?
I apologise. I know I was on to talk about something else, but okay. I'm sorry, my blood is up this morning. So
that's okay, Martin. Thanks for your time today. Thank you. Good morning to you.